move this over here. Yes, all right. Okay, I am live. My YouTube stream health is excellent. Good, good. I'm glad I'm healthy. Hey everybody, this is David, Anti-Gravity here. And this is part 2 of the live stream for my production remix on Queen's Radio Gaga. And made a lot of progress. I'm pretty much finished with it now. And I have to work on the video, and I'm putting that together, and I'm using clips from the Radio Gaga music video from 1983, actually it was 84, and shots of that, plus the Live Aid shots of Freddie singing that, and I'm going to combine those. And I'm going to combine it also with me actually playing the parts. So, excuse me, I'll get that video put together real soon. But the music production is pretty much done, and I wanted to show you that. Let's see. But it's made me think, doing this remix has made me think a lot about Queen and my, they were just so huge, such a huge impact on me when I was in grade school. And first time I heard Queen was in 1975. Actually, I think it was in 1974. I heard Killer Queen on the radio. And I really noticed it, but it was like a year later or something, I heard Bohemian Rhapsody, and my sister Kathy was telling me about this song, and she's, to blame for getting me onto Queen. And so when I bought their older records, I bought Sheer Heart Attack and Queen 2, the black and white album. And I remember thinking, oh, I've heard Killer Queen. I remember this song. It really stood out to me. So I've been a fan, gosh, for 50 years, since 1974, 75. Let's see. Okay, it says I'm not, oh well, whatever. I guess my health is decreasing on this live stream. Anyway, I won't worry about it. Plus, if you guys happen to post any comments or anything, the software I'm using, Prism Live Studio, won't allow me to see it. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that I can't see it. I'm going to have to get that figured out. But one thing I did get figured out was I think I got the Cubase audio to go directly to the live stream. So you can hear everything in stereo. Yay! And I hate listening to everything in mono when I'm online. But anyway, I was talking about, it made me think a lot about Queen, first time I heard them. And it's interesting, that the change that they went through, the transformation that they went through in the 80s. And so when people mention Freddie nowadays and in popular culture now, Freddie is such an icon and just an example of a super incredible stage performer. I think this is usually the image that comes to mind when people think of Freddie Mercury. That, I think that's at Wembley in 1986, and a really awkward position. If I did that, I'd throw my back out. But anyway, that's the image that comes to mind, I think, when people think of Freddie Mercury in popular culture today. And for me, when I think of Freddie, an image like this comes to mind. This is Freddie circa 1974, 1975. This is probably around about the time A Night at the Opera was released. And Freddie, that's the thing. What people really value in Freddie Mercury, he was just an incredible artist and performer. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But there's so much emphasis on him being the stage performer, that kind of a showman. And he was, definitely. But when I think of him, I just think of the incredible music that he made in those early albums. Like, one of my favorite songs from him that he wrote was the Fairy Feller's Masterstroke. The production on that, especially at the time period, I mean, if you listen to it, it's just insane. There's so much stuff going on, and it's real fast paced, and you can't be bored listening to that. You may not like it. I love it, but you won't be bored one way or the other. It's incredibly entertaining, and even songs like Killer Queen, musically very complex. It's like it has hints of vaudeville and kind of show tunes, but you don't hear music with that kind of complexity, and paired with the likability of that kind of music on the radio today, it's not even close. It's just, and to me, I grew up on that stuff, and I listened to it all the time, and his songs were just as complex and musically challenging as any show tune that you would hear, and even better than show tunes. But show tunes are known for being musically complex, and they're lots of atypical chord progressions and modulations, and just and the vocal arrangements that they had in the early 70s, the complexity of that, that's what I grew up on. So the 1970s Queen, especially the first 4 or 5 albums up to the Queen Live Killers, probably, to me, greatest albums. They just incorporated the best of the Beatles and Led Zeppelin, hard rock, heavy metal, and show tunes. It was just so varied and complex. It's like bands could be that way at that time. But when they transitioned into the 80s, one thing I noticed was it seemed like Freddie and the band, in a way, they kind of had to, I don't want to say dumb things down, but if they were going to survive as a band, they had to, go with the times. And a lot more synthesizers came in, and they, gave up on the idea of not using synthesizers, and they started to incorporate them. And I think they did pretty well, considering they had never used them previously. And I think it was good. It's just that during the 80s Queen, I missed that complexity and that super uniqueness that they had in the 70s. So, but anyway, if they were going to survive, they had to adjust. So the song, the biggest, actually the biggest one during the 80s starting out was Another One Bites the Dust. But even that wasn't real synth heavy. That was, bass drums, some effects, Brian's guitar, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. That was very rockabilly. Anyway, so this was the big synth song that they first came out with, Radio Gaga. So it was fascinating for me to try to do my own, updated synth take on it. And so I'll play it for you here. And what I wanted to do, my overall thought about doing this production was, I wanted to give it a very nostalgic, and there's a vibe towards the beginning and through the first verse and everything that I wanted to have that sounds really not as upbeat as the original version. It kind of sounds almost sad in a way, like sad and nostalgic. But then on the chorus, I really want the chorus to punch, and I think you'll hear this. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to mention. Bring it back, don't take it away from me, because you don't know what it means to me. Do you know what that's from? Yeah, I had to incorporate some 70s Freddie into this. And I thought, to me, I think this was a good way to do it. You have to let me know what you think. I'll start it again. Here we go. Bring it back, bring it back. Bring what back? Radio, of course. I incorporated some radio and static sounds at the beginning. Here's his vocal. Okay, going to stop it right there and show you what I was doing. Most of the synthesizers, you know, I start out with them, the filter being very closed and muffled sounding, and then I slowly open it up. So it sounds like the song is slowly opening up. And one sound that plays a really prominent role in this remix is this percolating synth sound. So that's just a way of giving it some rhythm during the slow part. You know, and plus it gives some chord context for the song, but it plays a much bigger role in the chorus, which we haven't gotten to yet, and you'll hear that when I get there. But for that, I'm using an Anna 2 synth, and I have a ping pong delay on it. Where is it here? Yeah. The ping pong, this is what it sounds like without the ping pong delay. It sounds pretty basic. Almost sounds like house keyboard part. But with the ping pong delay, gives it that bouncing back and forth. And also for the vocals, here we go. I wanted those vocals to sound like they were coming through a radio, like not full fidelity, almost like something you would hear over a shortwave radio. Yeah, and also I have a little ARP hook that you'll hear throughout the remix, which sounds like this. Whoops, that was wrong. And I've also included a lot of little plucky sounds on each channel. They sound like this. They're opening up the filter on those. And those parts, you know, along with, they give it kind of a rhythm. They move it forward. And that helps a lot. The pad sounds going on underneath. Then I also have a little bell highlights in it. That is such a vibey sound. I love that. Okay, let's get to the chorus. Excuse me. I'll go to the pre-chorus first. I'll build up the arrangement a little bit more through this part. Chorus drops. And it's fascinating. I didn't change the melody at all. I didn't change his melody at all with Melodyne or anything. And it's interesting what the chords underneath the melody, how they recontextualize the melody. And they can give it a really different, just a different vibe. I think that's really fascinating. Listen to this. What was so cool about that is that that line from, if you didn't know, it's Love of My Life from their A Night at the Opera album. And it's a ballad, it's a love ballad, but the context of Bring It Back fits so well with Radio Gaga. It could apply to the, longing to hear radio again. Plus, it in terms of the meter or the beats per minute, it was pretty close. And I just had to adjust the timing on a couple of phrases. And the key that it was in, same key. Actually, it was the relative major key, but it worked. I didn't have to readjust the key at all. And so that kind of worked out nicely. And it was fun being able to incorporate, some 70s flavor into the 80s Queen song. And the other thing that's really interesting, back to talking about chord progressions, I heard somebody, I can't remember who it is now, they described chord progressions as being the emotional scaffolding of a song. So you can have the melody completely the same, change the chording underneath, and it's sort of like, remodeling a house, and it gives it a different feeling, a different flavor. And I hope that's what I've done with this song. I wanted to give it more of a longing feeling, a nostalgic feeling, much more so than the original major key that this was originally in. Having some fun with it there at the end. Yeah, that's it. That's the remix. Like I said, I'm going to finish making the video for this, and I should have this posted pretty soon, probably early next week. And, it would be great. If you guys enjoyed this, it would be awesome if you could like, subscribe, and most especially share it with anybody who you think is a Queen fan or is a Queen fan, and who would really enjoy hearing a retake or remake on this 80s classic. I would really appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithm, lets it know that I'm here, and that helps other people to see it. Is there anything else going on? I think that's it. In the next few months, I am going to be really focused on promoting those last 5 songs from the Mission 1 project. And if you guys have any thoughts about the next song you think I should promote from the project, from Mission 1, let me know. Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't heard the Mission 1 project, please go to Spotify. It's there under Anti-Gravity Pop. I mean, not Anti-Gravity Pop. It's under Anti-Gravity, and it's called Mission 1, and you can listen to the whole thing. I think you'll really enjoy it. And so I'll be leaning towards promoting the song Supernova. I haven't promoted any really slow songs of my own yet, and I'm going to do that. And plus, I'm going to be working on releasing each single for the next project. I think I'm going to do it one at a time instead of batching it all into one project, but we'll see. I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up and finish this live stream.